Hi guys, welcome back to Nebula Fox Toy Reviews. As stated in the previous video, I'm currently recovering from being ill, so for all of November there's going to be no fursuit or no cosplay introductions. But today we are going to be taking a look at some brand new Takara Tomy dinosaurs. We have a majority of the Jurassic World Rebirth figures. So we've got the Rebirth Quetzalcoatlus, the Rebirth Mosasaurus, the Rebirth Titanosaurus, the Rebirth Spinosaurus, what I'm most looking forward to looking at, and the Rebirth T-Rex. We also have some just like non-Jurassic figures as well. So we've got the Tyrannomimus to take a look at, the Giganotosaurus, and the Allosaurus for non-Jurassic ones. And I've also managed to source some older Jurassic World ones. So we've got the Jurassic World Pteranodon, the Jurassic World Dominion Carnotaurus, and the Fallen Kingdom Sinoceratops. I guess you could also say this is the Dominion one, because it is part of the Dominion line, because the Atrociraptors are on the back. Same with the Carno, and same with the Pteranodon. So they are all part of their Dominion line, but obviously the Pteranodon we mainly see in the first Jurassic World. That one is primarily Dominion, and this one is sort of primarily Fallen Kingdom. Excuse me. So I'm going to start off with looking at the ones that the video is actually meant to be about, so the Rebirth figures. So I'm going to start with the T-Rex. So the boxes are all pretty much the same. We've got the figure here along with the Rebirth logo in Japanese. Now on this side, because they do come with cards to sort of, they come with the card game as the card. So I'm going to... The boxes will be going in the bin, so I do need to take the card out. Hold on. It doesn't want to come out. There we go. Alright, here's the card. I should have thought about this. Anyway, but that's the card for the T-Rex. I'm going to just leave him in the plastic for now. On to the figure. And we also have that. I don't know. The figure. So basically these figures, there is a lot of box for not a lot of figure, really. So here is the T-Rex. This is the Rebirth T-Rex. So it is... I can't remember what everyone's nicknamed it. Is it Ember? Is it nicknamed Ember, I think? We're here. So here is Ember, the Rebirth Rex. And apart from like the weird jointage in the tails that these figures have, I really like the Rebirth figures. Because if you get them sourced direct from Japan, they are stupid cheap. These are like £3 to £4 each if you get them direct from Japan. And then obviously if you buy multiple, then you save on shipping. And then once they hit the UK shores and are sold, like say on eBay and stuff like that, they're like £15 a figure. There was one of the older figures that I wanted to get, not a Jurassic World one, but I wanted to get their Dinosaur, and it was like £20 for that one. I was like, no. I'll wait until it comes up on my Japanese site that I use. Because I source all of my figures from Ania. And I pretty much always will, because customer service is good and shipping is decent as well. I use DHL, so it's the fastest shipping. And they seem to have recently put their prices down, because I had quite a big order and it cost about £35 to get it all shipped over with like express. So I don't know. Shipping prices aren't that bad at the moment. Anyway, Rebirth Rex. It can stand up perfectly fine by itself as long as you get the legs in a good position. And detail-wise, it is a very nice figure. This is the only Rebirth Rex that I have. Hold on. In the camera. There we go. This is the only Rebirth Rex that I have because I'm not really enamored with the Mattel one, the electronic one. I do want the Lab Lockdown Rex, but that's not really available in the UK, so it would be expensive to get it imported. So anyway, looks-wise, the figure is really nice, and for articulation, you can open and close the mouth. The legs, both legs move backward and forward, and then the tail is segmented so it can move. However, you have the ball joint positioned, so you can actually rotate the ball joint as well. Hold on, there we go. So you can rotate the ball joint around, so now that the tail goes up and down instead. But the tail primarily is meant to go up and down, but the tail was upside down, so when I was trying to rotate the tail around properly, the ball joint rotated, so it went side to side instead, but I've repositioned it for up and down. Excuse me. So, that is Ember. Let's go to the Spinosaurus next. I'll set the cards out at the end. That is the Spinosaurus card. I'll also take all the cards out once I've finished recording this video because that was a bit of a pain in the ass to get out, really. Spinosaurus. So here we have let me just move the tail, get the legs positioned, close the mouth. Here we go. So here is the Spinosaurus, which, while still not being 100% scientifically accurate, it might be a bit shiny. No. Whilst not being 100% scientifically accurate, is closer to what we think of Spinosaurus now than what the Jurassic Park 3 one is. But the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus was accurate for its time as well. So, we've got really nice, well, the figure itself overall looks really nice, but those teeth, oh my god, that's just one piece. Anyway, opening and closing mouth on the Spinosaurus. I love the look of it. Obviously, if you put the legs back, you have it fully in a swimming pose, so which is really nice. Can this guy stand up? Now, this one can also stand up. Yeah, the Takara figures always seem to be really good with the balance. So you can move the legs as well, and also move the tail. The tail is rather stiff on this one. And this one is a good example of why people don't really like these figures, because if you, say, move the tail a little bit so it looks like it's swimming, and then look at it from above, it is very obvious cuts in the tail. But that does, the tail is also a bit loose. Squeaky. But no, I really like the Takara Tomy figures because, like I said, they're cheap, they're small so they don't take up much room, and, they're pretty good detail for the size of them. So, that is the Spinosaurus. I'm not spending too much time on these figures because we have quite a few of them to go through. That is the card for the Titanosaurus. Now this guy is going to be big. This is going to be a big guy. Oh, he's all curled up. There we go. Let's stretch him out. There we go. Wait a minute. I think that's how the tail's meant to be. No. That way around? That way around. There we go. So here is the Titanosaurus. As you can see, way bigger than the Spino and the T-Rex. He's got a little bulbous head. He's cute. Come on, camera, focus. I would love Takara Tomy to make the Distortus Rex, because I don't have... Well, I've got the Captives figure, the Captives Eggs figure, but that's it. Apart from that, I don't have a D-Rex figure. I don't have a decent one. We're going all the way down into the tip of the tail. So this is really cool. I like the pose it's in, like it's taking a step, it's not just stood. The legs are solid on this one, so it is just, you know, stuck in that pose. But the head, the neck is jointed in 2 different places, so it can clean his belly. And the tail is also jointed in 2 places, so it can up and down where it meets the body, and then it's got one of those weird ball joint hinges halfway down. I will say I'm not a fan of their sauropod figures. Oh, I meant, looks wise, if you have it in a nice neutral position, they look really nice. But the articulation just makes sauropods look really awkward. So articulation wise, I'm not a fan of their sauropod figures. But looks wise, I really like it. There we go. Up next, Mosasaurus. There's the Mosasaur card. I haven't actually looked at any of these figures at all yet. I've pre-snipped all the boxes, but I haven't looked at any of them. I have looked at all the other figures that we're going to be looking at, but the Rebirth ones are purely, this is new. Oh wow, even the Mosasaur's pretty big. There we go. This Mosasaur's huge as well. These are actually pretty sound. The T-Rex and the Spinosaurus feel normal, but the Titanosaurus and this Mosasaurus feel really big for Takara Tomy figures. I'm pretty sure the original, like, standard Jurassic World Mosasaurus wasn't this big. This is pretty damn big, but it's very cool. I love the Rebirth Mosasaurus. The design of this guy definitely feels more like, I mean, size-wise it's still oversized, but just the design-wise it feels more like an accurate Mosasaurus than what the original Jurassic World one was. But it is really cool. I like it. So articulation, you can still open and close the jaw, and swoosh the tail, which once again is one of those where it looks really weird with the articulation. So for display purposes, I'll most likely keep it in the neutral pose, because neutral does have a nice natural curve to it. But I really like this one. I am pleasantly surprised by the Mosasaurus, because it's huge. And finally we have the Quetzalcoatlus. There's its card. This is a figure that I was looking forward to seeing. So, because I love the Quetzal. I like its design in Dominion, and I also kind of like its design in Rebirth as well. Not as much as the Dominion design. Its Dominion design is definitely way better and a bit more accurate. But I do also really like its Rebirth design. This one is not meant to be accurate. This is when InGen were experimenting, so obviously it's not going to look accurate. But it is cool, and it's once again a fairly sizable figure. Let me bring the Mosasaur in. Its wingspan is the same as the length of the Mosasaur, so that is pretty cool. So let me just bring a wing up so I can get it closer to the camera. The head sculpt is really nice. Loads of people don't like that it's got the crest on crest on its nose. I like it. I honestly do really like it. And we got its little feet. And we got the wings being this nice blue colour on the top, and then bright orange underneath. That is really cool. Now, can you actually stand this guy up? Because you can you can't pose the legs. Articulation is just up and down at the head. You can't move the beak. You can flap the wings and you can fold the wings in. But the fact you can move the head up and down kind of suggests you can sort of stand it up. Yeah, it can kind of stand up. Obviously, Mattel have made that figure, have made their Rebirth Quetzal figure so that it can stand up. So yeah, I mean, it don't look terrible. It looks like it stood up. on to... So that's all of the Jurassic World Rebirth figures that I have. Now we'll take a look at the other Jurassic World figures that I've got. So there's the Pteranodon card. Oh God, why is everything stuck? Everything is just stuck in this box. Now, the Pteranodon... So, we've got the nice big Quetzal, and we also have a decently sized Pteranodon. Obviously, it's the Jurassic World Pteranodon, so it's not going to be the best in terms of accuracy. But in terms of film accuracy, man, that head is really nice. There's an opening and closing beak. So yeah, in terms of film accuracy, that is really nice, actually. Very, very slim wings, which can flap and fold in. But yeah, really nice. I like it. I like it. I think there's only ever been one Takara Tomy figure that I've outright been like, I don't like this. And it wasn't a Jurassic World one. Moving on to the Carnotaurus. It wasn't a Jurassic World one. I think it was the... Was it the Dracorex that they made? That I said I didn't like? I can't remember. There was one that I said that I didn't like it. Because the articulation made it look really odd. And I can't remember which one it was. Anyway. Dominion Carnotaurus. There we go. Can you stand? Yes, you can. Stupid question. Very shiny. The very shiny boy is this one. Oh, the tail doesn't seem to be fully lined up. No, that looks better. Yeah, there we go. So this guy does have the broken horn that the Dominion Carnotaurus has because it was using the fighting ring. Opening and closing jaw, movable legs, and the tail that does tail things. Very nice little figure as per usual. Not much paint on this one. It's pretty much just the orange snout, the eyes, and the underbelly. Obviously, and painted claws. Mattel with painted claws. Stick you there. Final Jurassic World one is the Sinoceratops. So that was its card. Let's get the big boy out. Or big girl. Because if this is meant to be a Fallen Kingdom one, then obviously all girls. And here she is. She is just a solid chunk of plastic. There is not much going for her in way of articulation. You've just got the head and the tail, though the tail kind of feels a bit pointless. But no, once again, very nice, very, very detailed. That looks way better than any of the Sinoceratops's Mattel has given us. That looks gorgeous. And the crest, I like that the crest is even ever so slightly asymmetrical. If you look, the hole on this side is bigger than this side. That's probably unintentional, and it is probably meant to be the same. But I like it. It is a very nice figure. Let's put you there. Now we'll move on to the basic Takara Tomy figures. So, with their own ones that aren't branded in any way, they come with cards as well, but these are just information cards. So I have one fully in Japanese and one in English. And then we have the figure itself, which is really, really small. This guy is very small. So this is Tyrannomimus, and it is tiny. I shall put it up against some of the others. There we go. It's a rather small figure, but it is cute and still very detailed. There is a tiny bit of feathering detail on the body, but most of the feathers, as you can see, are on the arms, which obviously I do believe it would have been more feathered. This is more like how Dominion feathered their Pyroraptor's arms. But articulation, head can move, arms can move, and legs can move. So I do like that you can sort of have it like it's trying to peck for food. Or you can have it looking all the way up, which looks a bit stupid. So that's like the neutral pose. But yeah, very cool little Tyrannomyrmus. Let's stick you back there. Up next, we shall go with the Allosaurus. So this is a bigger one. So this is going back up to the size of like the Rebirth T-Rex. So once again, we have 2 cards, one in Japanese, one in English. And here is the figure. So this is a basic pose. There's no like stepping pose, so both legs are right next to each other. And it does look like it is meant to be crouched a little bit, because it is slightly looking up. So obviously if you've got it, so its head is flat, it's looking up. So articulation, once again, mouth, oh come on camera focus, mouth, leggies, and tail, which once again is one of the weird, awkward, broken looking tails. But this guy's cool. I like the colours that they went for. It's not very often you have like Allosaurus things that are like bright orange with black. I really like it. And it is so cool. Inside of the mouth is painted orange. Wait, not orange, pink. Which is obviously another thing that Mattel doesn't usually do. Like, Mattel doesn't usually paint the roof of the mouth on their figures. Camera. Like, you'll have the tongue and the little fleshy bits painted, but then the roof of the mouth will be whatever the colour of the head is. But yes, very nice Allosaurus. Final figure, the Giganotosaurus. This is once again, this is just a standard Giga. This is not the Jurassic World Dominion Giga. We have the cards. These ones I did already pre-look at and then just put them back in the box for the sake of this video, and I really, really like this Giga. Paint-wise, there is not much going for it, except that beautiful pearlescent streak going down its back. I mean, it's not on this segment of tail, but it is. Oops, I knocked the camera. But it runs from the head going all the way down to halfway down the tail. I love that pearlescent streak. And just the little green tints on its little crests, I really like. This is one of my favourites of their standard releases, would you say? Yeah, so they're standard releases that aren't part of like Jurassic World or anything. This is definitely one of my favourites, if not my actual favourite. I love it. So there we go. Obviously articulation, we've got the mouth. The mouth opens really wide on this guy. We got the legs, and we have the tail, which is another one of those really awkward, it looks like it breaks tails. So I just, like I said, I always just keep the tails on these in the neutral position, because they tend to sculpt them with a nice natural curve. And we'll put you at the back. Oh wait, do you not want to stand? Are you the first Takara Tomy that doesn't stand? No, you stand. There we go. So that is all of that. My Takara Tomy videos do tend to be longer, just because I don't really see the point in doing videos for each individual figure, because it'll be like a couple of minutes per figure, and that's more like a YouTube short than a long form. So I always save up my Takara Tomy figures until I get, enough of them to make a long form video. So anyway, that is all that. Very awesome figures. If you can find them for decent prices, I highly recommend going for them. Just don't spend like £15 to £20 per figure. Like I said, coming from Japan, these are normally like £3 to £4 per figure. The big ones may be like £5 per figure. But if these came over here and they were like a £5 a figure, even for these tiny ones, I would happily pay a £5 per figure to have them over in the UK. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you all in the next video, whatever that'll be. Bye!